Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your June 2025 astrological forecast. I'm trying something a little different this month. I'm using my phone to do a video, and I will be chopping this up into shorts, part one, two, three, whatever. Even though the whole month in its entirety is always available on my site. Okay, a lot of people are not clicking on the link within the short that will take them to the full video for the month. They're just clicking on the short and that's it. So I'm going to try doing it this way. Maybe some people like to view something all at one time. Other people at a little bit at a time. Who knows? Whatever. We're going to see if this works. It will. So anyways, let's see here. First of all, well, no, I'll get to that. Well, the sun is in Gemini, okay, your opposite sign, up until the 20th when it moves into Cancer, okay, where you have Gemini in your chart as your 7th house. It's directly across from your 1st house of Sagittarius. It is the house of arrangements and agreements, close relationships and partnerships, whether they're business, romantic, or friendship. Also the house of open enemies, competition, and many, many other things. Okay, so Jupiter has been here since last year, and it's moving on the 9th into Cancer in your 8th house of other people's money, etc. We'll get to that, okay? But while it was in Gemini, it should have brought you opportunities to form more close relationships, partnerships, like whether business, again, romantic, friendship, whatever. Okay, that still holds for even like this month with the sun here. You're probably more in contact with people in your close relationships, especially with Mercury has been here since last month. It is moving kind of fast, Mercury in Gemini, up until the 8th. Then it moves into Cancer on the 8th and zips through Cancer and moves into Leo on the 26th. So it is moving kind of fast this month, but wherever it is transiting, it does rule communication, so it brings about talks of some kind or other. This could be the one last, time that someone does present you with some kind of opportunity or hit you up to see how you feel about this or that, as long as, like, Jupiter's still here, like I said, up until the 9th. And, any kind of conversations that you're having with anyone at this time that really matter, okay, should go like really well, This could be one of those times, even like if you're married, you renew your vows or something or other, okay? Now, let's see here. Jupiter moves into Cancer on the 9th. Mercury's in Cancer from the 8th up until the 26th. The sun moves into Cancer on the 20th. And there's a new moon in Cancer on the 25th. All of this is happening in your 8th house of other people's money and resources. This is passive money through means other than earning it, such as a refund of some kind, an insurance payout, a legal settlement, a legacy or inheritance, okay? And someone does not have to pass away in order for you to inherit. They may just give you something, This is also the house of shared property and shared debt. And this kind of goes with Jupiter being in the 7th house. If you have formed some kind of partnership or other, when Jupiter moves into the 8th house, then it becomes shared whatever. Again, debt and credit, possessions even. At this time, though, having Jupiter here, financial institutions are usually pretty easygoing when it comes to you. If you need help, if you need to borrow money or you want an increase in your credit, an increase in a loan, new credit cards or something or other, some kind of benefit or other could come from, like through work, wherever it is that you work. If you're self-employed, you may have a client that does something very nice to you, for you. It turns you on to something or other that is very beneficial to you, or even brings in more clients for you. But, just having, like, at the same time the month starts off with Venus in Taurus, like the whole month, okay, in your sixth house, where you have the sign of Taurus, the sixth house being the workplace and your co-workers, the kind of work that you do, your work schedule, your house of health and your house of service to others. And the planet Uranus is still here for this month. It does move briefly into Gemini next month for a few months, and then we'll fully move into Gemini next year, because it does go back into Taurus to finish up its transit, right? So you have Venus and Uranus traveling together in your sixth house. So don't be surprised if possibly someone you work with, puts the moves on you or something. Or if you have a client, that seems to like you a lot, whatever. Things like that, having Venus, though, in the sixth house does bring a really nice rapport, like with your co-workers. And it also, this being the house of health, sometimes like you're attracted to sweets at this time, or overeating, or over drinking, or just partying. Egads. Anyways, having a good time. Okay. So just, kind of be careful with that. I do have to mention there's a full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th. Some places say the 12th, but it depends on what ephemeris you're using. So anyways, I have it for the 11th. Okay, this is happening in your first house. Full moons do exist to bring a problem to the surface, where it can be dealt with and done away with, so you don't have to deal with it again. And I really don't see anything here that's that bad. Your Sagittarius is directly across from Gemini. And at this time, Jupiter has just left the seventh house. So I can't really see too many problems in this area, okay? It just, if you have something to say that you would like to change within one of your close relationships, now would be the time to do that. Any time is good, actually, but when the full moon rolls around, it's like you can't handle it anymore. You just got to say something. Okay, and everybody knows how reticent Sagittarians are. And I'm being sarcastic, okay, because obviously we're not. But anyways, let's see here. Yeah, okay, well, when all these planets move into your eighth house, okay, and the new moon, especially in Cancer on the 25th, all this stuff happening in your eighth house, you could find that you are on the receiving end of some kind of financial benefit from someone, or any kind of possessions. Maybe someone has something that they know that you like, you've always admired. They may give it to you at this time, or someone may have something that they don't use anymore, or somebody could even just buy you something because they know that you would really like it, and whatever. Just be aware of being on the receiving end for like the next year, pretty much, of people helping you, because those people are also resources. So there could be people helping you, not just monetarily. They can, though. But, people could give you a lot of stuff, for whatever reason. Right now, Neptune and Saturn are in Aries for like the next few months, okay? In your fifth house of romance, creativity, fun, gambling, speculation, anything to do with children, and all games, sports, any form of entertainment, okay? So someone could be helping you in this area, You know, they could give you whatever it is that they have. This could be romantic. This could be a romantic person in your life. Could be a business partner, or it could be a collaboration of some kind of like a creative collaboration. Anything, actually. If you need, let's say, you play an instrument, okay, maybe they have one, maybe they have that very instrument that they want you to have, or they want you to use. Or let's say you're a photographer, well, maybe somebody has equipment that they want you to have. Okay, they could just add to whatever it is that you do that's creative, even. Or you could have end up with like a real sugar daddy or sugar mama, um when Jupiter moves into your 8th house. With these planets being in your 5th house, Saturn especially, you're having a more sobering look at whom you take up with as far as romance goes, or who you even say, yeah, I'll go out with you. You know, you don't do that so much anymore. You'd rather stay home probably, because it could be leading into problems for you, okay, that would not have happened had you just said no. So Saturn is doing that here, okay? It's making you think twice about agreeing to something when it comes to love, romance, or even creativity, okay? Or even your child or someone else's child, you know, what you're allowing them to do and what they're not allowed to do, okay? So anyways, the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Sagittarius on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Gemini, and those dates are the 23rd and 24th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, and speculation, and anything to do with children is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for money is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for your career is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 29th, and 30th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for June. You know, if you're watching this on a short, be sure to click on the link. It's usually at the bottom of the short that will take you to the full video. Okay. See ya.